This is one of the greatest fighters today, Terence Crawford, against one of the most violent actual fighters in the world, Shawn Porter. These two went to battle, but the premise of this video is about bull versus matador. See, the matador is a method that we teach in the science of boxing. The matador actually wants the bull to come to him. The power fighter always brings tenacity. So in the matador, it's a perfect metaphor, just like in bullfighting. There's only 3 reasons why fighters lose fights. Due to popular belief, and this just happens to be one of the 7 deadly sins, which is greed. This sort of thing is common with fighters with a bully mentality. Let us show you how we would slay this dragon. As the pressure comes, the first rule of valor when you're the matador is to make them turn the corner and splash them with an uppercut, a hook, or straight. Walk them directly into the punch like they are doing right there. And this is called walking them into your punch. How does it work? You want to draw them right into your wheelhouse. And when you draw them into your wheelhouse, that's where they feel the most comfortable. The thing is, they don't think that you're going to turn the corner on them. So when they bring that pressure, you turn that corner. And when they come up for that bright light, all they see is a setup. The setup is a mirage, and that mirage looks like exactly what they thought it would be. You being submissive in a moment, and they get an opportunity to crack you. The reality is, once they throw, you take a half step back, directly out of their punching range. The reality is, when you bring them into that part, they're so anxious, they can taste blood. It's impossible for them to resist jumping at you. And that's when you walk them directly into your punch and cap them and nap them. And that's the sweet science of boxing. That's exactly what we're going to teach you in our 6-part series, The Art of Sparring 2.0. What we're going to do is show you exactly what it takes to be at the elitist of levels, showing you layer by layer the kind of training that takes guys like these from amateurs and make them top-level professionals. I show thousands of clips of videos. You cannot retain what you're seeing there because there are 3 phases of mastery. First is cognitive, and that's basically all you get to do is see it in a cognitive manner. Then at best you'll get it emotionally, which is level 2, and that's when you feel it in your body and you feel like you got it down. But then there's another level, and that's the level that gets you to this level, and that's physical mastery. And that's what we're going to teach you. How does this look? So you're just not going to practice. You're going to understand perfect practice, the highest level of boxing. And that's when I realized this is how I got to do it. I got to show them the entire methodology. So register now, The Art of Sparring 2.0. And I'll see you guys soon in the winner's circle. It's an open and shut opportunity. Dive in right now. Don't be the one on the sideline regretting. I don't want to play bull versus matador. So long. Register now. Peace.
Question. I'm not sure if Mason has any more questions. What do you think about if Dana White came into boxing? Do you think he would make it better?
I mean, he would definitely bring more structure to it. But I mean, I don't know if he's coming with those pay cuts because he's legendary for saying that with organization and structure, boxers shouldn't be getting as much as they're getting. And I could be wrong about that because I don't want to say that about Dana because I got a lot of respect for what he's done in the UFC. So I know that he could bring organization. I know that he can bring venues and arenas, but where he thinks that fighters might be getting paid more than they should, might be up for debate with me and him. Because, you know, I think that this is a sport that, man, like one night is a bad night. And you see all the fighters of yesteryear with the CTE and all these things. So this ain't nothing to play with, man. I mean, I think that those kids, those young men, I should say, they deserve everything that they're getting in the ring.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me ask the questions just to take it off of Devin for a second. If there was a fight between Tank and Shakur, who wins and why?
Based on that last performance, like, you know what I'm saying, Cam has said, is that I would have to lean towards Tank in that fight, you know. And you're kind of as good as your last performance. So yeah, I would probably lean more towards Tank.
With two fighters, Ryan against Devin. You know, and Devin could say, I want X. And Ryan says, I want X. And you look at the show and you go, without sharing in the upside, you can't get there, guys. Okay, Teofimo, great example. You know, and he's got his numbers and like Oscar said, voices in the ear of people that don't know the numbers. And it's only a balance sheet. It's not rocket science.
I think that we know the numbers, we understand the economic, so it's easier to do business. But when somebody comes in and disrupts the market, and the fighters see that, and then fighters get the whispers in the ears, then it's difficult for promoters like us to really nail down a fight that we want to make because the numbers are distorted.
You must have experienced that in your career. I mean,
what if you did not?
Good. I love that. That's gonna open up everything for your style, Supreme.
It's working. There you go. Go to the body. Go to the body. Body shot that low.
Maria, Key, Akai, you understand what I'm saying? If your dream is to be there, you better realize what's up there. Okay. Yeah, because it levels. We're just warming up still. What you're doing is far from enough to really make it happen. But when you get this, I can trust that you got the stuff that's going to make a champion. And so we'll get there. Because most people think getting to the title is the thing. No, that's when the fun starts. That's when it really gets tough. Like getting there is hard. Keeping it, y'all saw Lopez. You know what I'm saying? You saw Cambosis, thanks to Paul. Paul connected us. He told me about him. I went and got him and put him on our show. Told him exactly what he needed to do to beat to beat Lopez. And he did it. He didn't come on the show to fight Devin Haney and he lost. You get it? It's levels and we own them. That's it. But learn this stuff, man. This is how to fight a taller guy. Watch this. Watch this. Use the weaves to get in. That's it. A minute ago. Believe in your skills. These are two heavy hitters. Believe that you can stop a man by throwing combinations. Offense becomes defense. Up jabs. Up jabs. Don't gas up. There you go. Watch your head. Bob and weave. Time. That's what we call, that's a circle of violence. That anti-round. We got 12 minutes left for the whole thing. That entire round, it was only hard punches. And that guy, the taller one, he was hitting guys and they were having headaches. And so was one of the other guys who actually wasn't on this video, but he was there. He was there currently, but he didn't make this video. But I'm telling you, these dudes was hitting hard. And as soon as that guy just finished that round, this circuit right here, oh, he couldn't even talk. He was drooling. He was like, yo, you tried to knock my ass out. Like he had his mouthpiece in, it was hanging out his mouth. Watch this combination. Watch this combination. He just looked at the camera, turned to me and was like, yo, coach, you tried to knock my ass out. Like, look, he throwing smoke. The one with the master boxing shirt on. He dug down, bent them knees. Primo 6'1". Watch this. There you go. Yeah. Watch your head. Rib shot. Because the first thing gonna happen, you're gonna already be above everybody else, and you haven't even went into the school yet, because you got the keys to be better than everybody. Now all you got to do is put the work in and challenge yourself. I'm gonna put this link down here.
So quick question. Once I get in the school and I'm registered, is each video I have to, like, each video is gonna be I have to pay for it in the school?
No.
Okay,
You pay to get it access to the stuff. I mean, but but we prepare you from, we call this K through college.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what you just saw was a system, and your brain is used to just going into the gym and boxing. So now you're gonna go to kindergarten. You're gonna open up and you're gonna learn your ABCs, because you got a whole new vocabulary to learn, right? You saw it. You seen what was on that board. You don't know none of that stuff. So
I'm
you gotta
signing up right now as we speak. Hold on.
It's gonna be exciting just to learn a language. I told you, I code my guys. They get in the ring. I say one word, they turn into a different person. So
No, and there's a lot of guys, they have these little training academies and their courses and their programs, but I find that just off what I see on Instagram and YouTube, I can tell that your program is real boxing. It's way above a lot of the other guys.
130 years of experience in our program. We're responsible for over 200 champions. There's nobody in the world that can say what we say. You get it? Like, dude, and it's not even an ego thing. I don't even give a fuck. I've been doing it.
I can tell.
This is my real life. Like, I would brag if I was just next to that guy, but no.
What were you gonna say, Paul?
Huh?
Follow that process, brother. Follow that process.
That's all you got to do, man.
It's mind blowing. You just keep it simple and go following that process. Just even learning different pivots, the pivot circuit alone.
Nobody
like,
understands.
oh wow.
Yeah, it's the next level. What's your name up here, Mr. I'm gonna fight this weekend?
My name is Kim.
Kim. Okay, Kim. Invest in yourself if you want to learn, if you really want to learn and really get this thing and really become a real amateur boxing. You know how many Olympic tenures I'm under, right? 3 before we created one of our own. So 4 Olympic tenures. So we understand amateur boxing better than anybody. The first thing that you get that's inside of the school that you're going to learn is we got the best judges in America on a live show like this, telling you what you need to do, how you need to fight, how they score. Okay. Legends in the sport of boxing. And then I got the referees. I got Jack Reese. I got Ray Armendariz, Haley Zell, Kenneth Bayless, all those guys watch our show. But we put the right top voices in our school so you guys can hear it from them, what you need to do at fights. Kim, I don't want to discourage you from fighting, but I'd say if you can muster it up today to register and see what a real boxing program looks like, and then decide when you fight, and get coaches like Coach Paul Harab and Kolazar and people with experience around you, and Coach Jonathan Fung.
Can I come to your gym and learn? Like, can I do that instead of online?
You can come if you want to be a boxer. Do you want to be good, or do you just want to box for?
I want to be the best.
Well, if you want to be good, listen. Look, I bet you know this guy.
Learning with Master Boxing with Coach Eric Bradley helps me learn my job even more. The Master Boxing system is like a good structure. It's like you're starting in a real school, but it's boxing. They categorize all the skill sets. Like we have all the blocking circuits, we have the slips, we have the roll, all the punch logistic and stuff. And also, you learn how to fight in long range, mid range, and close range. You're not only able to fight on the outside. You can see some people, when you're close to them like this, they don't know what to do. Even in a high-level competitions, it feels like I was speaking boxing language. People didn't understand that much. the more fun part is when you educate your students to speak boxing language, the same language you speak. And then now you understand each other. You understand how to do it. You understand why you do it. You understand the science behind it.
That's my boy boss. Thailand in the building.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand you have a system and a very good programs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested. So yeah, I can go ahead and sign up. But I just had my I just started having my coach 2 weeks ago, and I realized having a coach like beside you and have him watch you is completely different. So like, how am I going to like do it? Like
No,
watching.
you got to learn. First, you start learning the system in which you got to learn in. And then you get visual assessments. And then when there's time, you get workshops where you get to come here for like time periods. And then you'll get an opportunity. The only people that get in front of me are people that are under me.
I just want someone to watch me, like.
Yeah, you'll get watched.
Yeah.
You get watched by not just me, but we got a team of coaches that's going to look at you and give you their perspective, because we are a family and a unit. And then when you say, hey, can I come over there? I want to, you know, come over to the gym for a couple of days or a week. And I'm like, yeah, because you're under my tutelage. You get it? I invite you to my house when you're under my tutelage.
Hold on. I just have a little bit to add on that. Yo, Kim, so just make sure that your trainer is teaching you the right thing, because there's a lot of trainers out here that don't even know boxing themselves. So if you have this program, which Coach Eric right here is teaching real boxing, the right boxing. So if you have this program for whatever it is, only 57, 97, whatever, if you watch that, you'll be able to know if your trainer is teaching you the right things or not. Because he's teaching the right thing. He's teaching the right thing, fundamentals, you know, proper footwork, everything. So, but for all you know, your coach could be teaching you a bag of shit. Just, you know, because it happens all the time. But I'm not even trying to sell his program. I'm a boxer myself, amateur boxer myself, and I just know that he's teaching real boxing, real stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of trainers out here that aren't teaching real stuff and are getting people hurt in fights.
The thing about it is this: if you are out there, because we got guys on the West Coast too that are closer, and you want to go to a gym, I'll say, all right, I want you to go to this gym, and I want you to go over there for a period of time. I mean, you can just go right there because they're teaching my system. You know, you're on the West Coast. You know, we got people up and down that joint. So I position people, introduce them, see how they click. And then if it's like, hey, I want you to go there for a week, and you're amateur, so you can collect a little knowledge, especially from the same system, because this is the top system. Like somebody else has a top system, but it's only like 3 systems on the planet. And the system has to come from somebody who's from a downline of the people who wrote the book of boxing, Archie Moore. Okay. Or you're from, and not even like Cus Yamato, because that's a style. That ain't a system of boxing. You feel me? You're talking about the greatest fighters in the world have come from this downline. Everybody with straps was from a downline. And we are on Mount Rushmore. So what you're learning, amateur and pro, because just my uncle alone won more gold medals in boxing at amateur level than anybody in the world in history, plus Olympic gold with Andre Ward. All right. And who ended up being an undefeated fighter. Like, man, look, our lineage is what you're getting. It's the secrets of boxing that nobody got, period. Like, he'll tell you, ain't nothing in that shit, you know. Nothing.
I just want to learn from the best. So I agree with you. You want to be a champion, you need to train with champions, right?
Yeah. You need to train with champions that fit your mold.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
I'm get back to training and
go for it.
yeah, I'm gonna take the win.
Good luck,
I know
bro. Good
you
luck
are.
on your fight. Good luck on your fight. Remember, keep your hands up, move your feet.
All right, nice meeting you, Kai, Paul, and Eric.
Go ahead and take off, and we'll be looking for you to register, and then you can watch the replay because that'll help you out. It'll get you so on fire, and you got the right attitude. Good luck training. I look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle with us, brother.
Bye, definitely. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ken.
Bye.
He's a good dude. I like his spirit. He's a good dude, good person.
Yeah.
This is all.
I'm scared. I'm scared for him. I'm scared for the man.
Well, I hope he don't
so am
fight.
I.
I hope he doesn't fight. I hope he don't take the fight because maybe he can box. But you know, when you go to the amateur events, what happens is they can set you, they can posture you, and of course you know this, they'll posture you with someone that's experienced enough to whoop your ass good.
Coach, I subscribed. I'm in the school, and I took a quick little browse through it, and I can already say it's worth the money. I'm already happy. I haven't even gone through
Yeah.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, brother. Welcome
aboard. I look forward to having you out there because you live in Canada right now, right?
But I want to travel for sure. I want to.
No, you better get down here, man. This is everywhere is talking about the fight capital. I'm like, man, there ain't no fight nowhere like it is down here.
No,
like,
exactly. That's what I mean. If you're, especially if you're from Canada, you have to travel over there for the sparring and for stuff like that, because it's not the same in Canada. Because the trainers here in Canada, they don't have a system. They don't have a. That's why a lot of Canadians don't get to the top because they don't have a system. They just box.
Yeah. You've been doing this thing all by yourself all of this time. No matter how many people been around you, you've been having to constantly overcome what you're trying to do, trying to get to the. This is what it is. Thank you guys for taking the time to hang out. We got to send a special shout out to our brother who's finally getting an opportunity to get into this ring and box at the highest level. Pay-per-view event. Special shouts out to my brother here, Coach Paul Haraba, who started the School of Boxing a little bit over a year and a half ago, and already is in his pay-per-view fight. Didn't do a whole bunch of anything amateur, just understood how to get to this process. And I'm so proud to say that he did everything that was required and he got there quicker than anybody. There's somebody out here watching right now that is not even tied to a gym, and the month or so after George Kambosos fought for his title over across the pond, we had him on the show shortly before the Teofimo Lopez fight. Paul wasn't even coaching at all at that time. He came on the show. I mean, he was watching like somebody is right now. One of you guys were exactly where he was just less than a year and a half ago. You were right. He was right where you are watching. And now, today, just by getting into a place that has the process down for you to get there and make it all the way, less than 2 years, he's gone from where you are to going into a pay-per-view fight this month. Boom. Not coaching at all. Like somebody's out there who's not even active as a coach. And within 18 months, we can have you right. That's why I got into this. And I'm not here to brag about me because it's not about me. I don't have my day to do what I need to do. And all I wanted to do is learn this sport of boxing and teach people how to do this thing the right way. And the reality is I did it. I got to that place. You know, I've written a book that was in the Olympics. It's medaled. So I got my medal. Everything is official. You know, I'm glad that I can say that I know that the forefathers that came before me are proud, and I'm proud of the guys who are taking the torch right now. And so, Coach Haraba, I know you're going to do great when you guys walk that aisle. And I know we're going to prepare and have a call first thing tomorrow morning. And this is how you got to get prepared for this level, because this is no joke. You can play soccer, but when you hear the phrase "don't play boxing," we're talking about a lot of these trainers who trying to take shortcuts. And you got guys like Coach here, who's within 18 months learned classic boxing, peekaboo boxing, Philly shell, because we have it in the system for him to learn it. And so learning how to know that when you go down that aisle, the most important thing is going to be to pump that jab like you blowing up a tire. And he understands how to operate at that level. Now you got to go get the repetition. You got to go get the memory. You got to go learn, because you can hear it, but hearing ain't doing it. And special shout out to Harry. And the repetition. But when you get the repetition in, it's going to never go away. You'll know how to do it like riding a bike. So I'm proud to see people having the courage. And not just only that, Paul went into a hardship with the actual process of growing. And so you run into a hurdle and it tries your temperament. But what happens to some people is under pressure, they melt. But what happens to the other people's is they produce diamonds. And instead of floundering when he ran into a brick wall, he decided to level up and go and get another gym. And with the help of people will help you if you got a dream. And that's why you're a damn fool if you're in the sport of boxing and you're not tied to something that's deeper than you. And I'm just going to be honest, because if this was here, what I'm giving these guys, the knowledge, the education, what we do is give education to coaches that want to take what they got, and fighters, if they want to learn how to do this game of boxing, they don't want to figure it out. They want to learn. That's what we do. We have curriculum. We got all of that stuff. But without a great leader, you can't do it. And I saw a great leader and I was under 2. And that's how you learn how to lead. You get under great leaders, people who are way more thorough than you. And the ones that led me were way more thorough than me. And so they made me raise my game. So that's why when you're coming into the sport of boxing, you got to think about what is actually going into what you are doing. You have to commit this on such a high level, because one of you guys is out there right now. You're about to box. You're getting into the sport and you don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't even know footwork. You know why I know you don't know? Because this is footwork. And I know you ain't got that much footwork. That's why you don't stand a chance. But guess what? You're taking the responsibility of a fighter. And I'm going to tell you, it's less than 8% of the coaches that are this educated. I don't give a damn who you go get. This is education. And that's why my guys are equipped to go out there now. We got regionals in the amateurs happening. Coaches going into that this weekend. We got pay-per-view. Like, Top Trainer is the shit. I mean, we are producing the world's best coaches, because I know I put more time into my coaches than anybody. I don't care who got a program out here. We are together. I've been on the call with my coaches for hours today. So I know we're out scheming you guys, because see, they have someone who can scheme 24 hours a day. And I do that. And the fighters that come up under this tutelage are going to blow the regular guys out of the water. And the ones who think they're good, they're going to learn that we got the periodic table over here. You can't outdo what's clinically set up to take away everything you got. We're upwards of 300 amateur titles now. We're headed to 300 combined. My mentors had that. Now, I did it by myself with online coaching. Coaching online. Who the hell would have thunk that these guys say, how can you learn boxing on the website or on an app? The same way you looking at my damn social media, you little lying joker. You stealing from there. You steal when I give you the actual stuff. And that's what these guys have done. And you're going to keep seeing one after the next just break out. We got guys in the PFL. We got guys in the UFC. We got coaches all over the place. But one champion, PBC. Yeah. Now, those are going to be the toughest coaches you run into because they're going to be educated and they're going to get the experiences and they're going to show you. And these fighters are just so equipped. These guys are coaching, these young fighters are thorough. What they understand about boxing is you can't even process it because you don't have a vocabulary. You know the jab, you know the right hand, you know a hook, you know the pivot. That's what you know. That's what you know. Bob and weave. But guess what you don't know? 30 books. That was 3 of 30. There's so much you don't understand conceptually, theory, the levels of skills, the tiers, and all of that stuff, that the vernacular that you got to know at high level boxing. And you can't get away with, I train at in the mirror and I shadow box by myself. And some young man just, graciously admitted that, should he train himself? No, you don't train yourself because you don't know what you're doing. You can't look at a video and do it right because you don't have eyes on the outside looking at you. So you have to have someone looking at you, and it's called practical training. And when that person sees you, he sees something different than you because you can't look at every aspect of your body. It takes 3 coaches to watch one guy shadow box. One guy got to look at the lower, one guy got to look at the mid, one guy got to look at the hands. And it's all about understanding. So, but who knows that? You definitely didn't. And that's what I mean, the logistics of boxing. You're not going to get lucky enough to climb the ladder. So if you're training people, we don't want to discourage you. We want to encourage you, because if this kind of thing was around when I was coming up, I wouldn't have had to think twice. And these guys who are coming up right now, you have to think about what is it that you're actually going to approve when the fighters are only getting better skill-wise. Comprehension. They comprehend it. You got questions in your head right now that about something you don't know. How do you fight a southpaw if you're a southpaw? What punch do you not throw in the B zone against a southpaw? Coach, what do I do when I'm on the inside when the guy has my right arm and the clinch and he's hitting me to the body and I can't get out because the rope is preventing me? There's so many scenarios that you don't understand how to get out of, but you're going to get in them because you don't lose fights for what you know. You lose fights because of what you don't know. And what we do is make sure that you know things. So I don't want you to question yourself, but I don't want you to go around with questions in your head, because that is the bearer of all defeat in boxing. And the thing about it is that's one of the main reasons that guys lose fights. We call that incompetence. That's number 1 of 3 reasons that fighters lose fights. Incompetency in the corner, and technically they lack skill or understanding of what to do. It's what they don't know that's going to be the reason for them to lose, and that's what you don't want to do. So I'm here to encourage you. I'm not here to discourage you. I just want you to know that when you're in the right place to operate, you only soar. You don't just get better, you soar, because everybody else is hoping YouTube can save them. So you have the opportunity to now beeline to the right kind of education, because you can't do it on Instagram. That's one of the main reasons Jake Paul got really immersed in with what's his name, BJ Flores, someone who had depth. Then Shane Mosley, someone else who had depth. And that's what you got to do, because you can't do this thing without depth. You know, I'm 4 generations, 4 decades to the game, you know, collectively 134 years between me and my coaches. 134 years, yo. So we got experience. We know what it is. So I just want you guys to realize that we got a series and it was called The Art of Sparring. It was the video that was at the very beginning. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you're on LinkedIn, you can go back to the beginning and watch that. If you're on Instagram, you can't see it. It's going in the subscriber portal there only because it's too long of a video to put on Instagram. You know, Instagram has a limit. So unfortunately, you can't see it there. But the reality is you can go into the subscriber portal, subscribe, and be there for nothing. All right. So, but just to understand this game is serious and we want all of you to have the opportunity. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how do you train a physical body in the world of boxing. I'm going to teach you guys from one of the modules in the Art of Sparring 2.0. So if you have not seen I give it to you from a scientific manner because you deserve to learn what truly happens to the human body when you're developing it for a battle. And that's what you're going to get to see. So keep it locked. And for those of you who have not taken liberty to challenge yourself, type that word challenge and get that free workout, because that's going to be the precipice for tomorrow's show. What happens after you do that workout? So hopefully you guys really understand that that's what we're here for. Our mission is about getting the minds of the younger generations and the guys who are training them, because I'm older than all of y'all. I want to get your minds into a place that you understand that the reason that you hit high levels is you overcome those burdens that you had as a child. And a lot of us did not have the kind of fathering and mentorship combined to bring you to the level of where you would have been. So a lot of us are going around with spite and vitriol internally, and you've channeled that, and that has been a part of your makeup, and you've stuffed it, but it's always found a way to interrupt your pattern of life, your vibration, when you least expect it. So with this being said, we want proper mentorship inside of our school. The Top Trainer U program isn't about just making fighters or making a lot of money. The Top Trainer program is about developing the future leaders in all industries for tomorrow, because not everybody's going to be a professional boxer, but for the ones that do fight for a career, they're going to have other options as well. So they're going to fight because they want to and they love it, and they love just the fisticuffs of combat. That's what you're going to gain, and the discipline that comes along with it. But don't think for any moment that this thing is about one or the other thing. It's a compilation of all of this stuff. And if you do it the right way, it'll pay you so forward, and it'll bless you so much, and it'll help you get over and deal with those shortcomings that you had growing up as a young child. Because there's a lot of things that you dealt with then that you're dealing with now and you don't even know it. And boxing gives us that common ground where we can meet and all have a lot of the same scars. And that's what it's all about. It's about the brotherhood. It's about recovery. It's about grounding your feet and settling them down and learning how to become a grown man in this era. Because we need as many powerful forces as we can get. And I'll educate, I'll lead, and I'll mentor to the best of my ability until I'm done breathing. And if you're here to listen, then I'm here to help you. If you're here to get closer to me, then we definitely have a place for you. Don't try to do it yourself. I'm speaking directly to you. Don't try to do it yourself. You can't win in this game, training or fighting alone. Give yourself permission. Forgive yourself for all of the things that you've done that put you in a position that you've gotten yourself to, and then thank yourself for getting to where you got to. But all of those shortcomings that you had coming up, forgive yourself. Because the minute you start forgiving yourself on a regular basis, you start to grow and you start to expand and you start to soar. And that's the secret of life: growth, prosperity. And so that was a message that somebody needed to hear today. So hopefully that it didn't take up the airways of what you were truly here to see. But I felt like I have a responsibility, and I hope your ears was open enough to receive it, because I'm gone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.